I sit on the porch of our lakeside cabin, watching the sun set behind the trees. The water's calm surface reflects the golden hues of the sky, a tranquil scene that contrasts starkly with the turmoil brewing within me. My marriage to Sarah, a healer and spiritual guide, has been strained for months now. We used to be inseparable, but the cracks in our relationship have grown like fissures on the cabin's weathered logs. Sarah's always been drawn to the natural world, the rhythms of the seasons, the language of plants and animals. She'd often take me on walks through the forest, pointing out hidden streams and secret glades. Her connection to the earth was infectious. I felt alive in her presence. But over time, our differences began to drive us apart. I'm a thief, a scavenger who's always looking for the next score. My work takes me into cities where the streets are hard and the people are harder. Sarah sees my line of work as a necessary evil. I bring home a steady income, after all. But she can't understand why I'd risk life and limb to steal from those who have more than enough. Our cabin on the lake is a refuge for both of us. We came here seeking solace and peace, but instead found ourselves in a cycle of resentment and disappointment. Sarah tries to heal me, to help me see the world through her eyes, but I'm resistant. I've built walls around my heart, and she can't penetrate them. As I sit on the porch, I notice Sarah moving quietly about inside the cabin. She's making dinner, a simple meal of roasted vegetables and whole-grain bread. The aroma wafts out into the evening air, carrying with it memories of better times. We'd often cook together, laughing and arguing over whose turn it was to do the dishes. But those days are gone now. Our arguments have become more frequent, our words laced with venom. I've started to avoid her, staying out late on jobs, or retreating into my own world of fantasy and escape. The tension between us has created a vacuum that's hard to fill. I glance at the cabin's kitchen window, where Sarah stands chopping vegetables. Her hair is tied back in a loose knot, revealing the sharp lines of her face. She's beautiful, even in anger. I feel a pang of regret for not being able to be there for her, for not understanding what she needs from me. I take a deep breath, trying to clear my head of the turmoil that's been brewing inside me. The lake's calm surface seems to beckon me closer, but I'm too aware of the secrets we're keeping from each other. My mind starts racing with all the reasons why this marriage has come apart at the seams. As the sun dips below the horizon, I know I have a choice to make: face Sarah and try to mend our relationship, or retreat further into my own world of self-preservation. The darkness gathering outside seems to whisper secrets in my ears, secrets that could either bring us together or tear us apart forever. The decision is mine alone. I decide to face Sarah, not just for her sake, but for mine as well. As I push open the creaky screen door and step into the cabin, I'm met with an uncomfortable silence. She's still chopping vegetables at the counter, her movements swift and precise. Our eyes lock briefly before she looks away, focusing on the task at hand. The air is heavy with tension, and I can feel the weight of our unspoken words pressing down on me. We haven't spoken in hours, not since our argument earlier that day. I clear my throat to break the silence, but Sarah continues chopping without acknowledging me. "Hey," I say softly, trying to sound conciliatory. "Can we talk?" She pauses mid-chop, her eyes flashing with a mixture of anger and hurt before she looks away again. "What's there to talk about?" she says flatly, her voice devoid of emotion. I take a step closer, my heart racing with anticipation. "Everything," I reply, trying to sound convincing. "We can't just keep avoiding each other like this." Sarah sets down the knife and turns to face me, her expression unreadable. For a moment, we simply stare at each other, the only sound the ticking of the clock on the wall. "I'm tired of waiting for you to snap out of it," she says finally, her voice trembling with emotion. "I'm tired of being ignored, of being treated like an afterthought." My heart sinks as I realize how much pain I've caused her. I feel a pang of guilt and regret, but also a sense of defensiveness. Can't she see that I'm trying to hold on, that I'm doing the best I can? "What do you want from me?" I ask, trying to sound calm. Sarah takes a deep breath before speaking, her voice laced with a mix of sadness and frustration. "I want us to be together like we used to be. I want us to connect on a deeper level, to understand each other's needs and desires. Her words strike a chord within me, but I'm not sure if I can deliver what she wants. Can I really change? Can I leave my old life behind and commit fully to this relationship? As we stand there, locked in a silent standoff, the weight of our secrets presses down on us like an unseen force. There's something more to this argument than just our differences, something deeper and more complex. And then it hits me, the truth about my job, the lies I've been telling Sarah for months now, the ones that are slowly driving a wedge between us. My mind starts racing with excuses and half-truths, but I know they won't suffice anymore. With newfound determination, I take a step closer to Sarah, my heart pounding in my chest. "Okay," I say softly, looking her straight in the eye, "let's talk about everything." For a moment, we simply stare at each other, unsure of what lies ahead, but willing to confront whatever it is head-on. But just as things are starting to shift, the phone on the counter starts ringing, shrill and insistent. Sarah glances over at me before answering, her voice hesitant as she says, "Hello." The tone of her voice changes instantly, becoming guarded and suspicious. My heart sinks as I realize who's calling, a name that will change everything. "Who is it?" I ask, trying to sound nonchalant despite the growing sense of unease in my gut. Sarah looks at me with an expression that sends shivers down my spine, a mix of fear and warning. "It's Rachel," she says softly, her voice barely above a whisper. The name on the other end of the line sends a chill down my spine. Rachel is not just anyone, she's a woman from my past, one who knows more about me than I care to admit. My mind starts racing with memories and explanations as Sarah listens to her, her expression growing increasingly tense. "I don't want to talk about this now," I say hastily, trying to cut off the conversation. "Can you call back later?" Sarah looks at me with a mix of disappointment and frustration, but says nothing. Instead, she holds out the phone, her eyes locked on mine as if daring me to take it. "No," I say firmly, shaking my head. "I'll talk to her myself." The silence that follows is oppressive, filled with unspoken questions and accusations. Sarah takes a step back, her body language screaming that she's fed up with the secrets and lies. I take a deep breath and reach for the phone, feeling a sense of trepidation wash over me. Rachel's voice on the other end is like a slap in the face, a reminder of everything I've been running from. "Rachel," I say gruffly, trying to sound nonchalant despite the growing sense of unease in my gut. "What do you want?" "I wanted to talk to you about Sarah," Rachel says, her voice dripping with malice. "I know what you've been telling her, that you're a simple thief, that your work is just a means to an end." My heart sinks as I realize where this conversation is going. "And that's not true," Rachel presses on, her tone like a blade cutting through my defenses. I hesitate for a moment before speaking the words that will change everything. "It's complicated," I say finally, trying to choose my words carefully. "But yes, it's not just about stealing valuables or making easy money." There's a pause on the other end of the line before Rachel speaks again. "You've been working for me, haven't you?" she asks, her voice dripping with satisfaction. My eyes lock onto Sarah's as I realize what Rachel is saying, that I'm not just a thief, but a double agent. That everything I thought was real has been a lie all along. The weight of my secrets comes crashing down on me as I turn to face Sarah. Her eyes are wide with shock and hurt, her expression etched with the knowledge that she's been living a lie alongside me. I feel like I'm drowning in a sea of apologies and explanations, but it's too late for that. The damage is done. Our relationship has been irreparably broken by the secrets we've kept from each other. With a sense of resignation, I turn back to Rachel on the phone, my voice barely above a whisper as I deliver the final blow. "Yes," I say, accepting the truth of what she's revealed. "I've been working for you." The silence that follows is deafening, a moment in time when everything stops, and all that's left are the shattered remains of our relationship. As I look at Sarah, I see a woman who's lost faith in me, who can no longer trust me to be honest with her. The pain etched on her face will take years to heal, if it ever does at all. I hang up the phone, feeling like I'm walking away from everything that truly matters, my marriage, my relationship, my very sense of self. The secrets we keep can destroy us in the end, but they can also set us free. As I turn to Sarah and take a step closer, I know that this is where our story ends, with a painful truth revealed and a decision made. I'm sorry, I say softly, trying to find some semblance of redemption amidst the wreckage. For everything. Sarah looks at me with tears streaming down her face, but says nothing. Instead, she turns and walks away from me, leaving me alone on the porch as the darkness gathers outside.